Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And in today's video, I'll be doing a kind of match preview against Burnley, but I also want to focus on the press conference that Tuchel had yesterday and addressed a couple of things regarding some of the players, notably Rudiger and Kante. But before I get into this video, guys, you know the drill. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified when we make a new video.
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
So guys, tomorrow, Sunday we take on Burnley. In every match I say is a must-win match, but you know we have to try to get back to winning ways against Burnley and get back to scoring. We haven't scored in our last two league games, so we need to try and do something a little bit different against Burnley. Burnley are a team who are coming into this match in good form after back-to-back victories over Liverpool and Aston Villa, two of the informed, Liverpool not informed team, but Villa were an informed team, and obviously Liverpool are the champions from last season. So Burnley are just a team we don't really want to be playing against. They are a horrible side to play against. They are very defensive. They like that low block. Well, having said that, in our last 3 or 4 games, we've had a decent record against them. But I'm hoping that Tuchel can come, get his first win under his belt, build a bit of confidence into the side leading up to the Tottenham game, and so that we can just build up a bit of momentum, because you know a few good wins and all of a sudden you're back in contention for top 4. And it was so annoying the match against I didn't do a match review for the other game because I did like a 2-hour phone in, so that's why I didn't do a match review. But it's so annoying that we couldn't get those 3 points against Wolverhampton Wanderers because of what transpired afterwards, all the other results going in our favour, with Tottenham losing, with a draw between Leicester and Everton, and you know, so we could have made up some ground against some of the teams, and obviously Aston Villa losing as well. We could have made up some good ground with some of the teams just above us, but we've still got 18 games this season to go, so any team we can get on a good run, you know, 10 or 11 game winning streak, are capable of getting into the top 4. So I think if we can get our confidence back, then we are quite capable of going on a big run of victories. So Tuchel did his conference yesterday, so I don't think there's going to be a pre-match press conference, because he did his conference yesterday, his introduction to the Chelsea team, and he made some interesting comments, and some comments that I've been saying for ages, notably about Kante actually. What he said about Kante was that he's not a single number 6, he likes to play him in a double number 6, because a lot of people are saying that Kante is a holding midfielder. I've been saying for ages he's not a holding midfielder, he's more of a box-to-box midfielder. So I don't know why a lot of football experts, journalists and people who play the game see him as a number 6. I've never seen him as a number 6. You know, even at Leicester he played with Danny Drinkwater, where Danny Drinkwater was more of the holder and he was the roamer. So I'm glad that's the way that Tuchel sees him as well. So from what Tuchel was saying, it looks like he's going to be playing a similar style to what he did against Wolverhampton Wanderers, with a double pivot, you know, one holding and Kante there to doing the harassing and move around, you know, just getting around the pitch and disrupting play and that sort of style. So he also mentioned that he knows what the challenge is, because there was a lot of negative journalism yesterday trying to bring him down. Oh yeah, Chelsea are a team who love sacking players. What makes you think you're going to be different? But I like the answers he was giving, and he was saying, you know what, I know what Chelsea are about. I know what Chelsea are a club. I know that I have to win titles, otherwise I may be out the door. But I'm ready for that challenge, and I accept it. And I believe in myself so much that I think I can come to this club and win titles. He was diplomatic like most managers are when it came to getting rid of players. He said at the moment, all the players I'm happy with. Having seen the match against Wolverhampton, I'm not sure whether he was happy with the way that the ball was being circulated by Jorginho and Kovacic. Kovacic played okay-ish, but it was not incisive passing between the lines. It was more that knocking it sideways, backways, and slowing the game down a bit. So, because he likes to play in a faster way, get the ball up as fast as possible, try and disrupt the back line before they can set into their 2 bags of 4 or whatever. So, it'll be interesting to see how he viewed the game and whether Jorginho is going to start the game. But you never know, he may improve him, he may get him to play more forward pass in the future. So that's going to be fascinating to have a look at. And he has some good words about Billy Gilmour, so I'm hoping that he doesn't go out on loan. I hope that he sees what he sees in training. Billy Gilmour is somebody who can pass the ball quicker than, say, like a Jorginho or something. So the lineup's going to be fascinating. Again, I'm not going to be doing a lineup for tomorrow. So, whether he'll start that formation against Burnley, I don't know. So that'd be another fascinating thing to see whether he does that. Right. So again, the result, I'm hoping for it's probably going to be a 2-1 to Chelsea. I'm hoping for a 2-1, but we'll never know. Burnley, as I said, are a stubborn side, but I'm hoping that we can break them down and score a couple of goals. I want to touch on Rudiger as well, because a lot of negativity going on about Rudiger off the field. I'm not his biggest fan on the pitch. I think he can improve a lot, but what he has is he's got a bit of leadership off the field, and a lot of people are taking that leadership in the wrong way, because there's been some negative articles written by Matt Law and some other accounts on Twitter have been saying some negative things. But the Athletic today came out and said something slightly different, because obviously him and Aspilicueta had a bit of a bust up, but then they came out and said they've settled their differences. But what they said about him was that, when they were going on about him bullying the younger players, it wasn't really bullying. What it is some of the younger players now, they think they've made it before they've even had a career in the game, and there's some attitudes amongst some of the youngsters, because if you watch our phone-in, we touched on this in the phone-in on Wednesday. But they get it so far. The money comes before they've even had 10 games under their belt, so they're signing these £60,000-70,000 contracts, even more in some cases. So there's no motivation there. So what it is Rudiger, when he sees them getting a bit too big for their boots, he puts them in their place. And he tries to say, guys, you haven't really made it yet. You haven't made a career out of football. Concentrate on making a career out of football before you start to, get too big for your boots. And that's what it was, really. Some of the younger players are a bit more sensitive today, and they can't take criticism from older pros. But you need those older pros to put them in their place sometimes, because if they want to stay at the highest level, then they need to have a bit of humility. So if that was the case and that's what he's doing, I'm all for that. I'm all for the older pros to make sure that the younger pros are always motivated and always on their game. So I wasn't one of the ones having a go at Rudiger, because I didn't know the full facts. And some people are there, they hear something, and before they know the full facts, they're out there giving the player abuse or criticising or whatever. So there's always two sides to a story, guys. So before we start jumping to conclusions, let's just hear what the full story, and then we can make an assessment. But that's the sort of environment that we're living in. I'm afraid nowadays it's just a reactionary thing, and we hear something, and it's just like hyperbole before we gather all the information. So guys, that's it today. It was, as I said, kind of a match review and kind of jumping around with different things because there's a few things that I hadn't discussed before. So it's your turn now. Comment below on all the topics that I've spoken about today. Do you think Kante is a holding midfielder, or do you agree with my assessment, with Tuchel's assessment that he's more of a box-to-box type player, and needs, if you put him in that fixed position at holding midfield, it takes away some of his game. And I don't think he's disciplined enough to play that role, because he does like to roam a bit. Also, what do you think of the Rudiger situation? Have you heard the stories in The Athletic about the Rudiger situation? Comment below about that. And also, give me your score prediction for the game against Burnley. I hope to do another phone-in after the match against Burnley. And I'm going to be putting some rules in place for the phone-in. I love the enthusiasm of the supporters, but we need to make it so that everyone can have their say. I do like people are very enthusiastic, and sometimes they'll have a lot to say, but we need to keep it so that everyone who sort of phones in can have their 2 minutes or so. So I'll be being a lot more stricter in the phone-in on Sunday, if I have one. Hopefully I will have one. So keep in tune. I'll post something in the community page, on the community page, and I'll put something as well, a notification up for the phone-in. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you back for the Burnley game, and hopefully we'll get back to winning ways. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.